Welcome to Roots and Roasts, a creative plant and coffee platform born in New York and grown for the world. You're watching our Plant Science Masterclass series, where we break down complex plant biology into real, useful knowledge for everyday caretakers. This episode is your deep dive into the plant's essential trio: roots, stems, and leaves. Not just what they are, but what they do, how they adapt, and why understanding them will change how you water, repot, prune, and even decorate. Because here's the truth: when you know how your plant is built, you stop guessing and start thriving alongside it. We'll show you how roots map their environment, how stems move nutrients like traffic on a freeway, and how leaves turn sunlight into life itself. You'll learn the science behind root rot, leggy stems, and why leaves curl, and more importantly, how to respond. This isn't just biology for biologists. It's a course built for plant parents, creators, designers, educators, anyone who wants to understand their plants and support their growth with confidence. And if you stay with us to the end, we've got a downloadable plant anatomy cheat sheet to reinforce what you learned today, whether you're brand new or building your botanical IQ. Let's get into it. Roots are the foundation of every plant. They're responsive, dynamic, and more intelligent than we often give them credit for. At the tip of every root is a zone of active cell division. That means your plant is constantly exploring underground, seeking moisture, and adjusting its growth. There are several root types, each with unique strategies. Taproots like carrots, radishes, and dandelions dive deep, anchoring the plant and storing nutrients like a natural battery. Fibrous roots like spider plants or grasses form a dense web that clings to the topsoil, pulling in rain quickly and preventing erosion. Rhizomes and tubers like ginger, ZZ plants, or caladiums are underground stems that act like roots. They store energy, clone new growth, and spread horizontally like slow-moving strategists. Now here's where it gets interesting. Roots breathe. Through microscopic pores, they absorb oxygen directly from the spaces between soil particles. If your soil is waterlogged or compacted, roots suffocate. That's root rot, not just too much water, but not enough air. Plant parent reality check. You wouldn't wear a plastic coat on a sweaty subway ride, right? Don't trap your plant's roots in a plastic pot with soggy soil and zero airflow. Use breathable materials and mix your soil for texture. Give your roots a vibe they can thrive in. Roots spiral when the pot is too tight, circling until they choke themselves. Repot before they hit that burnout loop. It's like mental health for your plant. Before we move into the stem, let's talk about the silent killer hiding below the soil line: root rot. Root rot is not just about too much water. It's about oxygen starvation. When the soil stays saturated for too long, air pockets collapse. Roots can't breathe, and the cells begin to suffocate and decay. Fungi like Pythium and Phytophthora thrive in these low-oxygen, high-moisture conditions, breaking down living tissue and inviting bacterial infections. Here's how you know your plant wilts despite moist soil. The base of the stem feels soft or darkened. When removed from the pot, roots are brown, mushy, or foul-smelling. Healthy roots should be firm, white, and lightly elastic. If you catch it early, remove the plant and trim affected roots with sterile pruners. Let it dry back. Then repot with fresh, well-aerated soil. Use a terracotta pot to improve airflow and reduce resaturation risk. If it's advanced, you may need to propagate healthy stems and start again. The damage below is often irreversible. Stems are not just structural support, they're the plant's internal highway system, command center, and crisis responder all rolled into one. If roots are the foundation and leaves are the energy source, stems are the bridges connecting it all. Inside the stem are two essential transport tissues. Xylem pulls water and dissolved minerals up from the roots using capillary action and the power of transpiration. Phloem moves sugars and nutrients down from the leaves, a process called translocation. Together, these two tissues form a vascular bundle. Think of it like the plant's bloodstream. When your plant is well hydrated and healthy, that system runs 24/7, even while you sleep. Not all stems look or behave the same. Some are thick and fleshy, like the trunks of succulents or cacti, evolved to store water for drought conditions. Others are modified to climb, crawl, or creep. We're talking about stolons like in strawberries, tubers like in potatoes, or tendrils like in peas and passionflower vines. Your stem tells the story of your plant's health fast. Firm, upright, and evenly colored, that's a strong vascular system. Leaning, hollow, or discolored, your plant is probably stressed, maybe from too little light, root damage, or fungal issues. Soft or mushy stems usually mean cellular collapse due to rot. Overwatering is often the culprit, but poor airflow or a clogged pot can trigger it too. And here's a smart observation tip. If your plant consistently leans or grows leggy, that's a stem reaching toward more light. It's not just stretching, it's adapting. Rotate your plant weekly to build stronger, balanced growth. Your plant isn't passive. When it grows a longer stem or thickens its stalk, it's making an executive decision based on how you care for it. Light, water, airflow. Every choice you make becomes part of your plant strategy. Use precision pruners to cleanly trim back leggy or damaged stems and encourage bushier growth. Apply rooting hormone to fresh stem cuttings for faster, stronger propagation. Use a grow light to prevent etiolation and keep stems compact and sturdy. If you're learning something new right now, hit pause and imagine how much smoother your plant care routine could be with the right tools at your fingertips. From precision pruners and rooting hormone to full-spectrum grow lights, we've curated everything we actually use, all in one place. Let's start with what leaves actually do. Their primary function is photosynthesis, the process where plants convert sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water into sugars. These sugars feed the entire organism, from the roots up. But that's not all that's happening in the leaf. Inside, there's a microscopic factory made of chloroplast organelles packed with chlorophyll that trap light energy. That energy breaks apart water molecules and rearranges carbon atoms into glucose, the basic fuel of life. Oxygen is the byproduct, and that's what we breathe. This is why light is so critical to your plant survival. No light equals no food. But not all light is created equal. A north-facing windowsill isn't giving your monstera the same power as direct southern light. Leaves are also where transpiration and respiration happen. Transpiration is water evaporating from tiny pores called stomata, mostly located on the undersides of leaves. That evaporation pulls water up from the roots, like a straw moving nutrients through the plant. Respiration happens all the time. Day and night, the plant burns sugars to produce ADP, energy, releasing carbon dioxide and water vapor. Think of it as your plant breathing out. Now here's the tension. If the stomatas stay open too long, the plant loses too much water. If they close, gas exchange and cooling stop. Your plant is always calculating how to survive based on humidity, temperature, and light. This is why dry indoor air in winter or AC in summer wreaks havoc. The leaf is stuck between gasping for air or dehydrating. Let's go deeper into the diversity of leaf adaptations. Succulents have thick, waxy leaves to store water. Ferns have thin, divided fronds to maximize light capture in low-light forest floors. Tropical plants like alocasia or philodendron often have huge surface areas for gathering dappled light in the jungle canopy. Needles on conifers reduce surface area and water loss, perfect for cold, dry climates. These structural differences aren't just aesthetic. They're evolutionary strategies based on environment. These are live diagnostic tools. When something is off in your plant's environment, light, humidity, roots, water, nutrients, it almost always shows up in the foliage first. Here's what to look for. Browning edges, likely dry indoor air, salt buildup from fertilizer, or inconsistent watering. Curling leaves could mean heat stress, low humidity, or a lack of calcium or magnesium. Yellowing leaves, usually tied to overwatering, low light, poor drainage, or root issues. Sudden leaf drop, that's your plant hitting the panic button, reacting to temperature swings, relocation, or underwatering stress. Don't guess. Observe. Your plant is always talking. The leaf is the dashboard. Time to take notes. This is your rapid-fire breakdown of everything we've covered. Let's organize the essential functions of your plant's 3 core structures. Let's open up the toolkit. These are the go-to tools we use in client homes, plant installations, and personal collections, the ones that consistently support healthy roots, strong stems, and vibrant leaves. Rooting hormone. When you're propagating from a stem or leaf cutting, a rooting hormone gives your plant a biochemical head start. It contains auxins, the natural growth hormones plants produce at the site of root development, especially helpful for harder-to-root species like ficus or woody cuttings. Precision pruners. Clean cuts reduce the chance of bacterial infection and help redirect a plant's energy toward new growth. Whether you're trimming dead leaves, removing leggy stems, or shaping a fuller plant, precision pruners allow clean control without crushing tissue. Full-spectrum grow light. Indoor lighting is rarely enough, even near a window. A quality LED grow light gives plants the red, blue, and full-spectrum wavelengths they need for photosynthesis. It supports stronger leaf structure, tighter internodes, and year-round growth consistency. Moisture meter. Overwatering is the #1 plant killer. A moisture meter tells you what's happening below the surface, right at the root zone. Especially useful for larger pots, tropicals, or plants with dense soil mixes. Neem oil or insecticidal soap. Pests usually show up on leaves first. Regular inspection and leaf cleaning with neem oil or soap spray can prevent infestations, keep foliage clean, and maintain a breathable surface for light absorption. You want stronger roots, straighter stems, and brighter leaves? Don't buy more stuff. Don't overthink the schedule. Just move your plant, slightly, every week. That subtle shift mimics the natural arc of the sun. It forces the plant to adapt, not with panic, but with precision. Stems realign, roots strengthen, leaves stretch in a balanced way. It's controlled disruption. It's how plants build resilience. And it costs you nothing but awareness. That's the difference between a houseplant and a living system you're in a relationship with. Now that you understand plant structure, roots, stems, and leaves, it's time to start thinking like a plant. Ask yourself, how does light move through your space across the day? Where does water go after it hits the soil? How does the air feel to a leaf at 3 p.m.? Because thriving plants aren't just about routines. They're about observation, micro-adjustments, noticing the subtle changes and responding with intention. In our next episode, we'll take you inside the real energy systems of plants: photosynthesis, respiration, and transpiration. It's how your plant breathes, eats, and sweats all at once. Click here to keep learning with episode 2, or download your free plant anatomy cheat sheet and review today's lesson like a pro. Enjoyed this breakdown? Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode in our Plant Science Masterclass. Up next, photosynthesis, respiration, and transpiration, how they work together like a living symphony to fuel every cell in your plant. Download your free plant anatomy cheat sheet from the link below and explore our tool hub for gear we actually use curated for real results. This is Roots and Roasts. Your plant life upgrade starts here.